What's up, guys? My name is Josh. This is jsurbanadventures. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Ghetto Gourmet. Today, we're gonna be cooking some brisket. So I've never cooked beef brisket before. This is gonna be my first time. I got this big old slab of meat right here. Bam! So basically I've been letting it thaw all day. It's still cold, but I seasoned it, salt, pepper, some chilies, some Worcestershire sauce. These green onions are gonna go in, and basically tomorrow I'm gonna put it in the oven at 400 degrees for like 4 hours. I think it's 400 degrees. I'm gonna double check all that stuff tomorrow before I cook it, and then I will let you know how I'm doing it. But I'm also gonna build because this pan is shallow and I know it's gonna leak off some juices. I don't want it to overflow. So I'm gonna build like a aluminum foil bowl around it, because you cook it for 4 hours, then you wrap it in the foil, and then I'm gonna cook it for another time to kind of sear it up. And I'm gonna put these onions, these are green onions from a garden. I'm gonna put those in it, chop them up, put those in it, wrap it up in the foil, and cook it for a little longer. And it's gonna be a nice big beef brisket. And that'll keep me fed for a while. That's like 4 pounds of meat right there. On the carnivore diet, I'm just gonna be eating brisket for a minute, baby. Let's go. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when it's time to put that thing in the oven. All right, guys, it's the next day. And we're about to get into this brisket, cooking this brisket. So let me show you what we're gonna do here. So it thawed yesterday, and then it sat in the fridge overnight with seasonings. You probably would want to use a dry rub on this, but I don't have any dry rub, so I just use some chili, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. And this part is called the flat, and this part is called the, all right, this fatty side is called the point, and that's the top. This is the bottom, this is the flat, this is all the meat. When you buy it at like you know, a Walmart or places like that, a lot of places you're only gonna get the flat. But it's better if you can get the full thing with the short, because all this fat will cook into the meat. We're gonna slow cook it. Ideally, you'd want some dry rub and you'd want a smoker, but I got what I got, and I'm doing what I can with what I got. We're gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna let it sit here and get to room temperature for about 40 minutes. It's been sitting for a while already, so about 40 more minutes, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven at 300 degrees, and you're gonna wanna cook it for about an hour and a half per pound. And this is like 4 pounds, so I'm gonna let that thing sit in the oven at 300 degrees for 4 hours. I'm gonna make a bowl of aluminum around it, and probably about 3 hours in, I'm gonna add some of these veggies. I'm gonna chop this up, chop this onion up. We got green onions, we got some serrano peppers. I forget what kind of pepper this is, but it's like a big sweeter pepper. Another serrano. We got a jalapeno or something here. We'll chop these up and we'll put them in our aluminum bowl, and we'll let them roast with it. The juices, you know, put it around the sides of it, on the top of it, let the juices soak in the flavors of the veggies. And then, oh, and also some squash that my neighbor grew, and they had it in their front yard. Said, take some, so I took one. We'll put all that in it at the last hour, and then after the 4 hours, we're gonna wrap it in the foil and raise the temperature up for like an hour. I'm not exactly sure on the length of time and the temperature raised there, but when it comes time, I'll have it figured out by then. But it's a big cut of meat. It's very tough, fatty, so you definitely want to slow cook this thing. If you have a smoker, it's better if you can cook it in a smoker, but I don't have a smoker. So we're gonna be doing oven roasted brisket, not biscuit. And I don't have dry rub, so I just basically use my own seasonings. And we're gonna put that in about 40 minutes. All right, guys. It's been in there for about 2 hours. We got about 2 more hours to go. I just took it out to show you what it looks like. But I need to get it back in there quick. But it's been 2 hours. In about another hour and a half, we're gonna put all the veggies in and then let it go for half an hour, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Actually, I'll wrap it up when I put the veggies in 2 hours and 19 minutes. And then you actually drop the temperature. I said you raise the temperature, you drop the temperature, wrap it up, and let it simmer at a lower temperature at about 200 degrees. Right now we're at 300 degrees for 4 hours, and then we'll go 200 degrees for another hour or so. And we'll have to cut it open to see when it's ready, if we want it. I want it like medium rare, so we're gonna need to see a little bit of pink in the middle, but I need to get it back in there now. All right, we got 23 minutes left on the basic roast cycle. I'm gonna throw all these veggies in there, let them roast up with it. Got a tomato that'll get nice and cooked up. I'll just eat this by itself. On the side, some squash, some chili peppers, some serrano, some jalapeno, a lot of green onions, and some other onion. This is all seasoned up with salt and pepper, some seasoned salt, some garlic. We're gonna throw this in the pan with the roast. The brisket, I mean. Brisket. Oh yeah. Got some veggies in there. Added a little more salt. Some Worcestershire sauce to juice it up a little more. And we're gonna throw it back in for another 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap the foil around it, and I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, hour and a half at 200 and just simmer. All right, it's all done, baby. I cut it open. A little more done than I maybe would have liked, but for my first brisket, it looks pretty good. It's nice and tender, juicy. Yeah, let's cut some up. Let's slice some up and serve it up on the plate. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's get this tomato out of here. Some of this squash. Some of these onions. Some of this peppers. Let's cut this piece open. I'm just gonna cut it in half. Oh, it's so tender. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Get a nice shot of it. Yeah, buddy, that was good. Alright, let's take a bite of this brisket. So I left it in for an hour at 200. I left it in for an hour at 200 after leaving it in for 4 hours at 300. It's got Worcestershire sauce. When I took it out after it had been in at 300, I thought it was getting a little dry. So I added a little extra Worcestershire sauce and also some chicken broth just to like juice it up a little bit. I don't know if that's a bad idea, but it's all I had. This is Ghetto Gourmet. We do what we can with what we got. So let's try this. That's good. That's good. Maybe left it in a little less time, so it could have been a little more rare, but it's perfect. It's good. Get it. Oh yeah. What do you think of that? That's good, huh, bud? Oh yeah, that's delicious. You eating like a king, buddy. Eating like a king, boy. Taste some of these veggies. That's all you get. Don't beg for more. A little bit of tomato on here. A little of that tomato, if I can get it. Some roasted tomato. Get one of these onions in here. It's good. I can't imagine that it's gonna be good as leftovers. I wanna eat the whole thing, but I can't eat this whole thing. I will eat more than just this piece right here. So I've been doing the carnivore diet for about 2 months and been seeing a lot of benefits, but I'm gonna incorporate a little bit more veggies into my diet, some onions, some peppers, a little bit of tomato. Still gonna stay away from the bread and the sugar though. I think no bread and no sugar is excellent. I've been feeling great. But just to flavor up my meals, a little bit of onion, a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna get a piece of serrano in this bite. A little piece of that serrano. It's chewy, but it's not too chewy. Like short ribs, sometimes short ribs, unless you really slow cook them for a long time, they can be too chewy, too fatty. But this is just good. Speaking of peppers, probably tomorrow I will record making the mash for my hot sauce. I don't have as many varieties. I just have a whole bunch of big old red habaneros, and I've got a whole bunch of serranos. These are hot serranos. These are not sweet serranos or green serranos. These serranos are spicy. So I'm gonna make a mild sauce, which is, I'll make a mild sauce, which is serrano and jalapeno. And then I'll do a hotter sauce, which is habanero and some chili. I got some chili peppers. I'll use some of these. I forget what these are called. They're not poblanos, but I'll use some of these for I gotta get that water out of there. I'll just pour it in the pan here. I'm gonna use some of these for some bulk. I also got some bell peppers just to bulk it up to get more volume out of the sauce. But I'm gonna have a mild and then a hot, which will be habanero and jalapeno, and some chilies. And then I'm gonna have a super hot, which will be habanero and ghost. Because I do have some ghosts from last year. I have some dried ones and some frozen ones. So we'll just have 3 flavors this year, mild, medium, hot. And really that's my scale. So that's hot, really hot, super hot. But that video will be coming soon. So don't miss the next Hot Sauce 2.0 video. You guys will be able to get a bottle of hot sauce from me. But I hope you like this Ghetto Gourmet video. First time cooking brisket. It came out amazing. This is delicious. And I've been hungry all day. It took so long. It takes a long time to make. I should have woke up earlier and started earlier in the morning so I could have had a more reasonable dinner time, because it's like 9 o'clock now. But I was up late last night doing streams and stuff, so. It's good, baby. You like it too? I know you like it. I took a big bite. Yeah, it's really good. But that's it for the video, guys. I hope you like this episode of Ghetto Gourmet. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you aren't already. Hit the bell. You'll know whenever I do videos. I'm temporarily on a little timeout from streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming over on Rumble, the Dreadedconservative on Rumble. Just go rumble.com/user/thedreadedconservative, all one word. But I'll keep having videos dropping on the YouTube, so stick around on the YouTube. More Ghetto Gourmets coming. Trying to come up with some ideas to go out, because we haven't had really an urban adventure in a while. This is JS Urban Adventures. We haven't had an urban adventure in a while, so we're gonna do something urban. But that's it, guys. I'll see you next time I'm out. Peace.